You know, for the last couple of days, ever since this Ray Rice video came out, um, I've been hearing a lot of different opinions. A lot of people are coming at this, from biased point of view. I hear a lot of women, basically not looking at the whole spectrum of the situation, basically just looking at it from a woman's point of view, like, he hit a woman no matter what, he should be prosecuted to the maximum extent. So you have women with that type of mindset. Then you have, a lot of the pussy handling guys, that basically want to get brownie points, and want to get the cosign from women saying, yeah, that's wrong. You should never put your hands on a woman, which I agree with that to a certain extent. But also, we don't know what happened before they got on that elevator. Also, a lot of these men are not taking into the consideration that, she put her hands on him first. And you just got a lot of guys like that, that's basically brown nose and just not looking at this from a broader perspective. And then you have, the people who don't care whatsoever. It's like, it doesn't concern them, so they can care less about the situation. They have no opinion about it, and I can respect that, But also, if you're a black male or, even a black woman, situations like this that happen in the media affects you, whether you believe it or not, because we live in a country that is designed to have harsher punishments towards black people, especially black men. So when we don't come out and we don't speak about situations like this and we don't point out all different aspects of it, what happens is that things like this continue to go on, and you can't wait until you're in trouble or you have an incident like Ray Rice had, or you're getting a harsh punishment for something because of the color of your skin, and you want people to back you up. So I just want to say that you can't play both sides of the fence. And then I've been hearing a lot of Hispanics come out. It was a guy, actually I went to high school with on Facebook. He basically was trying to give racist whites who contribute into the destruction of this man, not looking at the full spectrum. He basically is trying to give them cover. And we have a lot of Hispanics out here who they think they're a part of the white community, or they want to be a part of the white community, or they just have no understanding of how racism is socialized here in this country and how things are put into place to harm quote unquote minorities, especially black people. So I've been hearing some Hispanics come out. I've been hearing a whole bunch of different point of views. But I think that when it comes to this whole thing, nobody's really, ignoring the fact that he shouldn't have hit her. Nobody is saying that he was in the wrong, but also she was in the wrong for putting her hands on him. And you notice the media is trying to basically have everyone's attention on Ray Rice right now, but you haven't heard too much about that Atlanta Hawk owner that came out and said he said racist remarks about black people, about too many blacks being at the game, about sending out a racist email, making certain statements that were derogatory, insulting, and racist towards the black community. But the media is not really talking about that. What everybody is really focusing on right now is this whole Ray Rice issue right here. And one of the most, threatening things that those who practice white supremacy, are afraid of, and just people in general, is the black man and the black woman putting aside their differences, coming together and saying, hey, you were in the wrong, I was in the wrong, you said some wrong things, I said some wrong things, let's put it to the side. Obviously there was an altercation with these two. They probably had a private conversation and said, hey, we both made mistakes. Let's not let this come between us and come between our marriage. So they decided to continue to tie that knot and be married. A lot of people criticize them about that. You got a lot of people saying, well, she's stupid for being with a man that put his hands on, and etc., etc. And then you got some guys coming out saying that he's stupid for being involved with a woman who was manipulative like that, or aggressive or hostile to the point where he felt like he had to put his hands on this woman. And you know, I talked about that in my last video, you know, about us picking right mates, whether you're white, black, Hispanic, blue, green, or purple. You don't want to be in a relationship where somebody is basically provoking you, or you putting you in the type of mindset where you feel like you might have to actually hurt that person. Nobody wants to be in that relationship. And you know, me personally, my opinion, I think they should have slowed it down a little bit. I think that, you know, not saying that they should have broke the whole marriage off, but maybe slow it down, you know, work out some things between each other. You know, if there's a hostile issue, or whether, you know, he needs to work on controlling himself when he gets angry, or whether she needs to work on controlling herself and you know, not provoking certain things, or both of them not being physical with each other. I think they should have slowed it down and really came to grasp with that. Focus on that. Focus on them making sure they have a healthy and loving relationship, minus the violence, minus the insults, because nobody wants to see black people come together. Every time we come together, you have somebody from the outside trying to infiltrate. You know, when we talk about you know, racism and you know, things that are constructed and designed to keep racism flowing here in this country, you got people that have come out, even in the black community, they'll say, well, you know, what about black on black crime, or, you know, what about this? And, you know, there was a recent video that came out where it was somewhere, and a bunch of black teenagers attacked a white man. And you see, it's incidents like this that, you know, a group of people who, you know, are ignorant and don't want to be positive in society. You have people like that within the black community that go out and do things like that. And what do? They put that on national news, and you have racists, you have you know, those who are Sambos and coons and buck dancing black folks within our community. You have them come out and say, you see, look what these Negroes are doing. You see, this is why, you know, the police gunned down men like Michael Brown, or, you know, or black men like Trayvon Martin, or considered a threat. Or that white man had to shoot down Jordan Davis and shoot at a car. They use that type of thing to justify the things that they do to black people day in and day out in this country. And that's why it's important for us as blacks to be cautious about what we see. If you see somebody within the community doing something wrong, or portraying a negative light, or doing something that you know is going to ultimately have the entire race suffer for the actions that that particular person do, you need to check them on it. And, you know, I'm not biased in any opinion, in any situation. Nobody should be putting their hands on anybody. Those black kids that attacked that white man, that was wrong. Okay? But for those also out there that are trying to compare that to things that are going on within the black community, there's no comparison. You know, we don't see an abundance of, you know, white kids getting gunned down from the police. We don't see white women getting attacked on the freeway. Okay, we don't it's not in abundance how it is towards the black community. So to use those comparisons is wrong. But I just want to say that, you know, us as black people, we have to make sure we are on point. Okay, if you see somebody doing something wrong within the community, you check them, because it's detrimental to all of us. But I just think that everybody, you know, needs to sit back and not put the sole blame on this man right here, because a lot of different factors that play into this. You know, the NFL is at fault. The woman was at fault. His wife, Ray Rice, was at fault. The media is at fault. There's a lot of different aspects that come into place with this situation that a lot of people are not looking at. And everybody just wants to focus on the fact that this man hit that woman, and not stepping back and looking at the overall picture. But, you know, I mean, that's all I gotta say. You know, it's still gonna be, You know, some women out there that, you know, don't want to sit back and look at the overall situation, basically want to feed into hypocrisy and double standards. Because that's all this is double standards. You know, if we were to reverse this situation, let's say, you know, Ray Rice hauled off and slapped his wife. And she punched him. She knocked the hell out of him, and he happened to hit a wall or something and was unconscious. Would that give this man right here the right to play the victim? What would people be saying there? Or would they be calling him a bitch? Would they be saying, oh, you know, he's a big football player. How can he sit up there and let a woman knock him on his ass like that? How could you let a woman beat on you like that? You a football player. You a professional football player. It will be a whole different tone. The media will react to this in a total different way. The women out here who are making videos, coming down this brother right here without looking at the full situation, will have a whole different tone. Half of them wouldn't even have made a video about it. They'd be laughing, calling him a bitch. Look at how everybody reacted to Jay-Z when he didn't fight Solange in that elevator. So you damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you don't react, you're a bitch. You're a pussified black man. If you do react, you're an evil, dangerous, savage black man. So it don't matter how you twist or turn this. It's a lose-lose. So my people, man, wake up out there. Anybody, you know, if you're looking at this situation, you got certain biased point of views in it. Look at this from an overall situation. Look at how the media is covering this. Look at the selective outrage and the selective punishment that the NFL does. Look at how they already punished this man, gave him the suspension. Then when the video comes, they say, oh, you know what? We're going to punish you even more. Even though we already say, okay, you know, you did what you did. We suspended you. Video comes out. Now you want to punish the man again. But we got NFL players that, you know, have bullied people, use racist terms. Nothing happened. Slap on the hand, they back at practice. So that's why I want to get everybody to, you know, realize. And I know in my last video, you know, I think I lost a couple of subscribers. You know, people got hot, saw people thumbing down, you know, the video. I had more people that, you know, understand where I was coming from and agree with me more than disagree with me. But, you know, I lost a couple of subscribers and, you know, a couple of people thumbed down. Hey, in the words of Chris Tucker, I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to speak the truth. I'm going to say what people are afraid to say. Because a lot of you guys are not looking at this from the full spectrum. You're not sitting back and you're not analyzing it. And I'm not here to, you know, be liked. I'm not here to say what people want to hear. I'm here to speak the truth, and I'm here to educate people on what's going on out here, because racism is not talked about enough in this country. And people like to sweep it under the rug or pretend like it's not there. And yes, for you people who say this has nothing to do with race, this has a lot to do with race. Because it's a whole different ball game when white players come out and do certain things. Whites in general. But that's all I gotta say. I'm out.